Welcome to Metal Gear Solid 5 and my third playthrough video, and I'm continuing on from where I left off with all sorts of things going on. The mini Psychomantis is back, the boss is here, and I have no idea where Ocelot's turned up. Oh, we're in trouble. Vulcan again. They've all caught up with us. Oh, there's Ocelot. The rain seems to be keeping us alive for the time being.
Name's Ocelot. Big boss. You know who I am. A certain man gave me a job to do. Two, actually. First was to get you out of that hospital.
His hand gestures a classic.
To rescue the man himself.
Oh, I'm glad Harry Gregson will return for the score, because he just did such a great job in the other games.
Your partner 9 years ago, Kazuhira Miller. 9 years back, your private army came under attack by Cypher. You were considered dead. Until today, that is, when Cypher found you. And it's not just them. The whole world wants you dead. You'll have to join up with Miller. Build that private army of yours one more time. It's your only chance. First, we need to save Miller. He's in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan?
What, you can't keep up with world affairs in a coma? 4 years ago, the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. The Muslims are fighting back with Western support. Miller was training Mujahideen rebels when he was captured by the Soviets. The Reds' 40th Army. Troop strength somewhere around 100,000. The squad holding Miller set off near the Pakistan border yesterday. Now, in 3 days, they'll reach the Soviet garrison. They'll be interrogated for a few more days, and it's off to a lager. Or left to rot in a ditch on Afghan soil. I give him 2 weeks. The job didn't mean anything to Miller. He only took it on to keep you safe. Well, there's our ride. It's a whaling ship. Had a pretty good deal on her once the IWC started raising a stink. Now 7 days to Port Qasim, another 3 overland. So we won't have much time once we're there. Don't take too long getting used to your new self. Hang on. Ha!
So epic. That's how you begin an adventure. So we have to rescue Kaz Miller, who was our compadre, and if you've played Ground Zeroes, which I strongly suggest you do before you play this one, you'll know what happened there. Have our Indiana Jones fit. So from Cyprus to Port Said in to the Suez Canal, I guess. Yep. Now, it's amazing. It's also a very cool way of explaining how you heal a bit better and get everything you need to embark on your adventure. And that's the main soundtrack, Sins of Our Fathers. Wow, look at that. So there are brief loading screens at various points, but hey, this game largely doesn't have loading screens. It's only when you go from one episode to another, and as you'll see, it's just an amazing fluid experience. And the amount of work that's going into these cutscenes, which are all in game, really. There isn't much difference. Well, I mean, there isn't much difference between the cinematics and the actual in-game. Cinematics are, you know, technically a bit sharper and
The area
well
ahead
crafted.
is under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10
They're all made
days.
with the same engine.
Not much time left.
Weather will clear shortly.
Storm's passing.
Revolver Shalashaka.
Getting used to it?
And that is how well the game actually looks, which is the most impressive thing.
9 years
When you
on
think about
ice.
5 or 6 years ago, or
Solo infiltration of the
a decade ago, a
Soviet-made
game
ground
that would
forces.
present a great cinematic like this and show you the landscape. You actually played the
The
game with
perfect
nothing like that.
Kazuhira Miller is being held in Dawandehar to the north. Check its location now. Take out your iDroid.
The
See
iDroids.
Wandy on the map? That's where they're keeping Miller. Only problem is we don't know his exact location. Finding it is your first priority.
So what we can do is we have the position where we are, and we can go wherever we want,
Go
really.
ahead and close the iDroid. Got your binoculars? Or should I say your int scope? See the village? Straight ahead? To the right. Look up. Alright, that's the village. If you see something through the binoculars and you need more information, just give me a call. I'll tell you anything I can about it.
Amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. So how does it fare to the Division, which I raved about? It is as good still, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest, it's just looks incredible. So, what I tend to do is I do use D-Horse a bit. I can remember how to operate him.
Take a look through your binoculars.
Okay.
Look directly at the village and press the call button.
Oh, right, I see. Well, it won't let me do it for some reason. I looked directly at the village, like he said.
Look directly at the village
Ah.
and press the call button. That's Violo Village. The Violo Calais. The villagers fled the war and evacuated a while back. Since then, it's become a base for the Soviets' 40th Army. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dewandehar. You may be able to pick up the trail there. It's worth a shot. Put a marker on it so you don't lose track of where it is.
Oh, right, okay.
Good. Now you won't have to worry about getting lost along the way.
You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge.
Very cool shades.
But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Dewandehar, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own. You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss. That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. And they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and knees. He'll be missing them. And you're his only hope of getting them back. Now go! Let the legend come back to life.
And just like that, we are straight into the game. Oh, awesome, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Right. So the way I play the game is pretty much more stealthily, and I like to take my time. What I'll do with these playthroughs is I'm not going to do every single mission, but I will do the main story missions and try and get some of the more, how can I say it, important aspects or story-driven aspects of the game in as I go along. So having played the game before, I do have
focus on the thread and it'll be marked automatically.
more knowledge and I can remember of many of the areas.
Once they're marked, you'll also see their positions on the map.
So we're going first is here. I don't tend to use D-Horse an awful lot at all. In fact, the only companion that I actually do use will be later on in the series, as they're not an option. I don't use D-Dog or any of the other companions that come along. I certainly don't use D-Dog. No, I want to get off. So, how do I get off? There we go. Let's leave D-Dog alone. D-Horse, sorry. Because again, in many of my games you'll notice that I prefer an assault rifle and a sniper rifle.
Hold it. There's a Soviet guard post. There are bound to be guards. Take a look with your binoculars. Put the enemy in the center of your field of view.
The amazing thing about this game is that every time you play it, the different variables, and you can approach it in so many different ways. It's do this. We're going to see how many of these we can find. So that looks pretty good from here. If I come up this way. I could go for the non-lethal approach, which is classic for gear. Let's try that. Now, collecting resources is quite important.
That's a type of medicinal plant. Bring it back to base. It's sure to be useful sometime. Sight, sound, keep all your enemy senses in mind. When you're near an enemy, stay low and move slowly.
Perfect.
Don't leave bodies out in the open. Find some place to drop them out of sight.
There's another one. Look, you see? Already. This is why you've got to be so damn careful. Later on, we get the ability to extract them, which is so funny. Yeah, that's a big... Go in there. The music is so well implemented in this game as well, I have to say. The main score is so well done. Got some nice atmospheric touches. See, he's weak on that side because he only has one eye. He has an eye patch. Perfect. Now when you've disabled all the guards, you get, as you saw there, you get a guard post disabled. Now I could kill them all off because then I wouldn't come back, but for the time being I'm doing a non-lethal approach as much as I can.
Those materials are already processed. They should come in handy sooner or later. Why not start gathering them?
Another thing to look out for are little diamonds because they give you an awful lot of credits. Incredible, isn't it? This. So now we're going to look at our map. We've made it that far. We want to go here now. Some buildings like that one have a door that are accessible, and some, like this one, are boarded up. It's worth checking all of them. Beautiful use of particle effects everywhere. Dust coming off the ground, little bits of the seedlings being released as you go through the plants, a variation in the type of plants and things used. And look at it, it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
You're almost at the enemy outpost, Vialo Village. The village is crawling with enemy soldiers. Don't just go waltzing in. Start with some recon. Is there anywhere that overlooks the village?
There, you see there's a rough diamond, they call them.
That's a rough diamond. Good find. It'll fetch a high price.
Wonderful stuff. Look how big this area is. It's really impressive. No, wait, that sky. Just so well crafted all the time, and the lighting this generation is just so powerful.
How about it? Can you see the village from there? Use the binoculars to recon the place.
Ah, now watch this. I may be way too far away, but capturing birds is also a pretty good little pastime. It's difficult though. Oh, I got it. Sooner or later you get an extension to the mother base and you can keep all these things. And the dynamic, look at the way that
Sun's down
the weather
already.
is changing.
It goes without saying that darkness is good for infiltration. But your vision will be affected just the same. Keep your guard up, for who knows. Look at where the enemies are stationed. Look at their gear. Take it all in. There should be a command post somewhere. See any buildings with tighter security? If there are clues to Miller's whereabouts, I'll bet you can find them in there. A parabolic antenna. There could be intel files of some kind in there. A parabolic antenna. The Soviets must have added that themselves. Meaning there's communications equipment inside.
Sarcasm. So once you've marked targets, the great thing is that you can keep track of them. And later on also you get the ability to take all of the gun emplacements and things like that, all for this thing called the Fulton extraction method. It's not the actual Fulton extraction method, it's just a really cool game mechanic that allows you to gather resources, and all of these potential hostiles can become part of your ongoing army. It's a very, very cool idea. I've seen YouTube videos criticise, oh, it's not the Fulton recovery system, it's not how it works. For Christ's sake, it's a game. You know, if you're going to criticise a game, then criticise it for things that are game-like, not for its apparent disassociation from the actual reality of how things work in the world. Because if that's your stance, then you shouldn't be playing any type of game, because there are no games that accurately recreate the world. We just haven't got to that point yet, and I doubt we ever will. You don't play Metal Gear Solid 5 or a game like this because it's an accurate recreation of the way the world works. Otherwise, the first time I get shot, that would be it. Game over. I just don't understand why people criticise such baffling aspects sometimes. Especially when they profess to actually like gaming, which is just ridiculous. On the one hand you're saying you like gaming, on the other hand you're criticising it for being a game. Gotcha. Where am I going to put this chap then? Come over here. It's much fun. Oh, but it won't let me go. Won't let me do that. Okay, this is a bit risky, carrying a body around like this. Whether mistake me for some kind of tortoise. Right, how do I get rid of him? Yeah, there you go. Some more herbs up here. Collect. See, if I had a sniper rifle, I would be taking out enemies from a distance. And you can get two forms. You get lethal and non-lethal. Beautifully detailed. So I have that one. Are there any others? Let's get a bit sketchy. 51 meters. I want to get down. 36 meters. He's moving. Let's get into the shadows quickly. No, I don't want him to move. It's way too open. Way too open again. See, I won't be able to understand what they're saying. Later on, actually, you can get a translator for each language type in the game. So we don't want to take that one out just yet, because... Another form of a collectible as well is music. There's no point trying to interrogate him because I wouldn't have understood what he said. So. need to swap out an M4 for that, thank you.
So you picked up an intel file. Now we know where Miller is. I'm marking it on your iDroid.
Well, at that point, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Catch you later.